Hello, everyone, and welcome. We've got some big news to talk about. SDF, in a community discussion last night, answered many questions about upcoming changes to Dark and Darker, addressed some of the discourse around the range of stats that are currently rolling on gear, and he discusses some new capabilities that the devs have in terms of
You played with that Dark Shield
adjusting
or whatever abilities
balance
Warlocks have?
in the game going
Yeah.
forward without having
One
to
that
use
reflects like
wipes.
damage back?
No, it
Me and my
absorbs
amigos
40%
here are
magic damage.
discussing fighting
Oh
the
no, I
Lich.
haven't done
While
that.
we have a
It
tremendous amount of
apparently
experience with
just
the
helps
game,
you
we have
hard
not
counter
done a
wizards,
lot of boss fighting.
and it
So in the
absorbs all the
background, you'll
magic damage from
overhear
Lich King.
Kovac and I discussing uh, fighting the Lich in our attempts tonight. We did about half a dozen different attempts on various bosses. Almost got Lich down, but we have not gotten him down yet. So expect some exciting footage of that to come. But moving on and discussing changes that are on the horizon, we have confirmation that the plus weapon damage range will be reduced, if not brought down to zero, as it was right after the wipe. We have confirmation that the plus attribute bonuses will be going away, at least back to where it was at +1, removing the kind of +2 all that's been rolling on so much gear lately, and a little bit of an explanation about why they did this. So apparently, they wanted to create a 48 or 72-hour window as a test of what the upper end gear, thresholds look like, and they recognize that that needs to be stepped back. So, according to SDF, in the next hotfix that we get, they will be able to address all legacy gear that they don't like, and I'm anticipating that to be the plus weapon damage meta and the plus 2 all stats. They'll be able to reduce or remove those affects from existing pieces of gear. I think this is really good for the game. I think the time to kill equation was way too high,
I did.
and that we were doing way too much damage, and fights were lasting very little time, if at all. Manny Ranger with a big set of plus weapon gear, it's going to be a one shot or a two shot kind of meta, and that's just no fun when it happens to you, right? So I think that's a really healthy change for the game. But dialing in, what is the right value to place on gear? How important should gear be to the time to kill equation? And how long the average fight lasts? I think these are all very important things for the developers to dial in, and I'm excited that they, took to Discord to kind of explain their thinking and talk about what's coming soon. So that's really exciting. In the interim, I would recommend you don't spend your candies. If you have any access to candy corns right now for the Jack O' Lantern vendor, do not spend them yet until we see kind of the way this all shakes out. If they're going to continue to kind of fiddle with existing gear, you don't want to spend a lot of candy corn on an item that's going to have stats that are then reduced, nerfed, or removed completely, right? So until we have more certainty about that, I'd recommend just kind of banking your candy corn and waiting for the next hot fix to kind of shake up the item kind of meta, and then we can go from there. In the background, you're seeing me do some cleric rat action in the Goblin Caves. We got the high roller variant. I'm playing very poorly. This is super late at night after about a 5-hour gaming session with the amigos, where we were working on uh, Lich King in particular. So I'm a little toasted at this point. My reaction speeds are really bad. I'm going to PvE really poorly. I do an unnecessary loop through the storm here in just a second. You'll see all of that. And then I have a very befuddling encounter with a fighter right before extraction. Running some pretty basic gear. I think most of the stuff I'm wearing is either badly rolled greens or grays. I do have some consumes. I've gotten out several times in a row here. But regardless, yeah, exciting change coming down the pipe from Iron Mace. I think, dialing in the meta so that it's not, a one-shot kind of meta is really healthy. Like, they need to get a point, to a point where the gear is valuable, but not oppressive from a player v player perspective. So I'm excited that they're making changes there. A couple other things that we have to look forward to. They talked a little bit about the ongoing, class balance conversation. They talked about Druid as a new class, which will be coming out in the next couple of months, or will be available to us. And then after that, they are working on Monk as the next class after Druid. I think a little bit of that is, putting the cart before the horse. The Warlock class isn't done yet. It's still experimental. And it clearly still needs some more work, I think, particularly in like the 3-man comps. But we got some exciting stuff to look forward to. I'm not exactly sure how this hot fix is going to land with the community. I think that everyone recognizes that when they themselves get one shot, it's not fun. There's no outplay potential. So hopefully people can see beyond their love of one-shotting other people and realize that it's bad for the game. It puts all of the onus of engagements on initiative, and those without initiative will just kind of flat lose. So I think that's really good news. So we're clearing out the Goblin Caves here. I've finally gotten out of the storm. I've stopped PvEing poorly, just getting a few spells back. Still in a pretty strong position. As you saw, I cheesed the Skeletal Warlord. He's always worth killing in that spot. The pressure plate activates him. He drops out of the ceiling. You can just hop up on that shrine and handle him no problem. He dropped a very poorly rolled blue round shield and not a bad cloak. I don't know about you guys, but when I get a cloak in a rat run like this, I never put it on. I don't want a target on my back. And a lot of times, people will team, get the guy with the cloak, even though my gear is objectively bad here. I just don't want the extra attention, so I have put it away. And now I'm going to look for a portal. Might as well get this cloak out. This cloak rolled with agility and weapon damage and a dead stat that I don't care about because this is going to my ranger who likes agility and likes weapon damage. Well, at least for as long as it lasts. Like, it's uncertain, to what degree they're going to tone back weapon damage. I don't think that was clear in SDF's post, but we will know when we see it. So here's that warrior I was referring to earlier. I was going to be very, peaceful with him and allow him to do whatever he wanted. I was going to take that portal, but I was going to allow him to move on his merry way. But he freaked out and immediately started attacking me, then steps on spikes and runs through the gas cloud. And he's about to run through the spikes again, I think. He's obviously panicking. Now he's like, I'm going to open this portal and get out, and I'm just not going to let that happen. I'm taking that portal. If he wants to be hostile, he's going to be hostile. Now, had he just kept running here, I would have let him go. But he's clearly, wanting to continue to push, and I'm just waiting for, my judgment to come back off cooldown, or, yeah, he was really low after all that funny business. So, I'll take what you got, my friend. That fills me up nicely, and I've got a portal waiting behind me. He's wearing a lot of starter gear. Not really surprised. I am surprised, though, that he wanted to take that fight to begin with. He had, looking back to the kill feed, he had killed someone just a little while ago, so his second one was likely down. He didn't have a lot of options. I mean, at that point, like, if you're a fighter in that position, guys, just try the crouchies, right? Crouch a couple times, see if somebody will be friends, wander off, find another portal. Don't take a fight as a fighter late in the game without second wind against a cleric. The chances of you being at full hit points versus me being at full hit points are really in my favor. Like, you just don't want that. Anyway, we clear about 180 gold across multiple cells, and the cloak, of course. And that's a wrap. Anyway, I hope you guys are as excited as I am about the upcoming changes. I'm really interested to see what they continue to do with class balancing. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. It helps me a ton, and good luck to you in your raids to come.